Senator McGrath.
Thank you, Mr President. My question is to the Minister for Employment, Senator Abetz. Can the minister inform the Senate of any recent court findings against the militant construction union, the CFMEU, and of any recent judicial commentary about the conduct of that union?
The Leader of the Government in the Senate, the Minister for Employment, Senator Abetz.
Thank you, Mr President. I can inform Senator McGrath that on the 1st of May, the federal court yet again found that the CFMEU had brazenly broken the law by trying to pressure Hazel Brothers Group to sign an enterprise agreement. When Hazel Brothers asked about the consequences if they refused to sign, a CFMEU official said things were, quote, going to get ugly, end of quote, together with a string of expletives for good measure. When the company refused to sign, the CFMEU blockaded the site. Hazel Brothers representatives reminded the union that they needed a right of entry permit, to which a CFMEU official retorted, "We don't have to comply with the Act." Police were required to attend the site. FWBC inspectors also attended the site, and Justice Tracy found that the inspectors were treated with disdain and subjected to uncouth remarks as they went about their work. This isn't surprising, Mr President, given that this is the same CFMEU whose recent newsletter said of inspectors, and I quote from that document, "The leeches get treated with the contempt they deserve whenever they slither onto a job." These are Commonwealth public servants. Justice Tracy rightly condemned, and I quote, "the CFMEU's sense of entitlement to pursue its objectives by any means, lawfully or unlawfully." He also said its conduct bespeaks a deplorable attitude to its legal obligations. What makes this more disgraceful is that this is the union that has donated $6.4 million to the Labor Party since 2007, and when this union's conduct comes under question, Mr Shorten rolls in Labor front benches to try to defend the CFMEU.
The question has expired. Senator McGrath, a supplementary question.
Yes, Mr President. Can the minister inform the Senate of any other judicial commentary about the attitude of the CFMEU and its officials towards the rule of law?
Minister.
Mr President, unfortunately I can confirm for Senator McGrath that the incident which I related is not an isolated one. There have been at least 87 industrial cases against the CFMEU since 1999, most involving multiple instances of law-breaking. Since 2001, the CFMEU has been found guilty of contempt of court on 6 separate occasions and fined over $1 million as a result, in addition to its legal costs. This is members' money. Judges have repeatedly condemned the union's contempt for the rule of law, finding, and I quote, "the concept of the rule of law was anathema to it." Another quote, "the CFMEU is to be regarded as recidivist. It has a dismal record and an attitude of indifference to compliance with the requirements of the legislation. It has shown a depressing litany of misbehaviour." And who supports them? Mr Shorten and the Labor Party.
Has expired. Senator McGrath, a final supplementary question.
Will the minister inform the Senate of any other recent findings against the militant construction union, the CFMEU?
Minister.
Mr President, the Hayden Royal Commission has found, and I quote, "a culture of wilful defiance of the law which appears to lie at the core of the CFMEU." That commission has heard recordings of death threats and other threats of violence made by senior CFMEU officials. There have recently been 72 CFMEU officials before the courts at once, including the National and several state secretaries. Victoria Police has confirmed it has intelligence showing that the CFMEU has organised crime figures to act as debt collectors and outlaw bikie gangs to engage in activity on their behalf, engagements that often involve commissions of serious crimes. And this is the union that continues to donate millions of dollars to Mr Shorten's Labor Party and the Labor Party in turn rolls in its front benches to Senate estimates to defend the CFMEU. It is time for Mr Shorten
Thank
to
you,
show
Minister.
national
The time
leadership.
for answering the question has expired. Senator Muir.